fight could really be a major fight that a lot of people are looking to see. When did you know that?
When the people start talking, and obviously everybody around try to make this fight. I say, look, needs to be big.
This fight doesn't happen if you're never born, right? You made this fight happen. Why this fight?
Not me, it is who behind me.
I like Crawford, I get right to it.
Why?
Because he's like the first time you went from regular TV, which you've been doing a long time, to 3D. He's different. Really, that's the simplest way I can say.
Crawford felt from the beginning that this moment needed something bigger, something historic. Saudi advisor and chairman Turki Alalshik explained after the fight that the event was never just about boxing. It was about delivering a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. He highlighted how meaningful it was for fans, especially with the chance that this could be Terence Crawford's final appearance on such a grand stage. For Turki, hosting this bout before a global audience carried profound significance. It wasn't just a fight, it was the meeting of two legends at the peak of their powers, a celebration of the sport, and the creation of a lasting memory that fans will cherish for generations.
You know, I take this fight because you can see how big is this fight, no? The beginning when they say, hey, you thinking about fight Crawford, I say, never thinking about that. But you can realize how big is this fight, no? Mexican, always Mexican versus USA is big. And two of the best pound for pound. And I think this fight is huge and means a lot for me.
When did you realize, when did the moment hit you that this fight can really, really be big? This fight can really be a major fight that a lot of people are looking to see. When did you know that?
When the people start talking, and obviously everybody around try to make this fight. I say, look, needs to be big, right? Because Netflix, Riyadh season, everybody interested in this fight. So that's when I realized how big is this fight.
Crawford felt like initially you needed some convincing because you thought it was a lose-lose proposition, whereas you're fighting the smaller guy, and if you won, you wouldn't really get any credit for it. Was that what you were thinking?
Yeah, but if you think well, I've been in that position before.
Renowned trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas, speaking alongside ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, had praised Terence Crawford even before the first bell of the historic clash. Atlas made a bold comparison, calling Crawford the boxing equivalent of the leap from 3D to digital, a metaphor meant to capture his rare sharpness and elevated skill set. According to Atlas, it was Crawford's adaptability, surgical precision, and unshakable calm that set him apart from nearly every other fighter in the sport today. And when Crawford stepped into the ring, those words didn't seem like hyperbole. His seamless transitions between orthodox and southpaw, his instant read of opponents, and his rapid, calculated adjustments all confirmed why so many analysts had placed their faith in him. Under the brightest lights, against one of the era's most decorated champions, Crawford's poise and mastery revealed just how complete a fighter he has become. For fans across the globe, his performance was the embodiment of Atlas's prediction, a fighter redefining what's possible in the ring. Crawford didn't just win rounds. He advanced the very art of boxing, leaving the audience with the unmistakable feeling that they had just witnessed the beginning of a new era in the sport's legacy.
My country, I'm my boss, you know? But really, if you look at as a business, this fight will not happen if we are not involved. As Gia, Riyadh season, Saudi Arabia, this is truth. Because even with what the relationship with Netflix, and we are very happy about it, still this fight costs more and more.
Speaking of cost more and more, for everyone who watches it, everyone already has a Netflix account. So they're not paying anything extra for it.
Yeah.
You, however, are the guy who just paid hundreds of millions of dollars for a pay-per-view fight that you wanted to see. So people like to get their money's worth. What do you want to see from this fight?
First, not what I want to see, what all the people around the world, and you are fans of boxing, want to see. It's take too long, but thanks God, without the support behind me from my government, my leaders, the Crown Prince and the vision, and without the love of the fans, we are not we will stop, not complete. This is what push us. This kind of fight, special Canelo Crawford, I want to explain it to you exactly why it is important and the fight of the century. Canelo is the biggest name in boxing now, and Crawford undefeated and have the chance to be undisputed for the third time. Maybe this is the last fight for Crawford. And for Canelo, it's mean a lot for his fan in North America and South America and all the world. He doesn't want to get beating from guy getting up 2 or 3 weight.
Canelo Álvarez, the 4-division world champion, stepped into the ring with his legacy already written and his future clearly defined. Having openly stated his intention to retire within the next 2 years, Canelo has little left to prove. His unified titles, sold-out stadiums, and reached heights few fighters ever dream of. His place in boxing history is already secure yet. Against Terence Crawford, Canelo's performance spoke volumes, not just about his enduring skill, but about his desire to etch his name even deeper into the sport's legacy. At this stage in his career, it wasn't about collecting belts or chasing accolades. It was about defining how he would be remembered when the gloves finally came off. This fight wasn't a step forward, it was a final statement from a legend determined to leave the sport on his own terms, and at the highest level.
Back in the day, I used Betamax, and then that was good. It was cool. Right. VHS, VCR, all that stuff. I still got them, actually. And all of a sudden, digital came around.
There you go.
He's digital, really. And I'm not knocking Canelo for all the people out there that, want to pull their arrows now and start slinging shots at me. Hey, that's okay. That's fine. But I'm not knocking him. He's a good, solid guy. He's
good,
tremendous.
solid guy. He's 63-2, Teddy, and has never been knocked out. And this guy that's fighting him is moving up 63-2.
Wait. What's his record?
63-2.
By who's accounting?
What do you mean by who's accounting? What are you trying to say?
What am I trying to say? There's a couple fights there that you might be able to argue there. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Starting with Triple G. Just a little bit. I mean, you're insulting him a little bit. Like in a movie with De Niro.
I'm not insulting him. I'm pointing out the facts. But here's my point to you, Teddy. He's 63-2.
Lara, how about the Lara fight?
Hold on.
You want to go back further?
Okay. What about Madrimov with Crawford? I'm just saying.
No. He beat Madrimov. He didn't look the way we want him to look.
Okay.
Because stepping up for the first time to that weight class, he didn't look the way that we wanted to say, oh, my God.
Well, stay with me. Let me ask you this question.
And Madrimov was not getting the credit for the kind of fighter that he was.
But let me ask you a question, Teddy Atlas. He didn't look the way you wanted him to look, moving up from 147 to 154. Now he's going from 154 to 2 weight classes to 168 against a guy who's 11-0 at the 168-pound limit and is entering his 12th fight undefeated and has never been knocked out.
Yeah, VHS digital. Did you worry about that jump when you went from VHS to digital? No, you just said we're at digital now, and it looks good. It looks really good, and you look great. No, you do.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You look tremendous.
But I'm just saying. Listen, I believe in Crawford too, and I believe that Crawford is one of the top 2 fighters on the planet. But he is moving up 2 weight classes, and when people look at him going up against Canelo, here's what they're saying. He's got to keep his distance. He's got to hit, stick, and move. He can't stay in front of him.
Think you've got 2 more years left in the sport? Maybe 2 more. Is there anything left you still want to accomplish? I've already done everything. I've accomplished it all in boxing. So, I'm fine. When it's all over, maybe in 2 years, how do you want to be remembered? As one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. That's why I'm here. That's why I started boxing. I think I'm doing good. I think you've already accomplished that. Canelo Álvarez's words reflect a man at peace with his legacy, one built over decades of dominance, discipline, and dedication. Broadcaster and analyst Simon Jordan echoed that sentiment, praising the extraordinary consistency and longevity that have defined Canelo's career. From his teenage years as a prodigy to becoming one of boxing's most bankable global stars, Canelo has carried the weight of expectation with remarkable grace, and delivered time and time again. Jordan reminded audiences that very few athletes in boxing maintained their place at the top for over a decade, let alone across multiple weight divisions. Canelo has done just that. The fight itself was living proof of those accolades. His ring IQ, poise under pressure, and instinct for exploiting even the slightest opening reinforced why he's regarded as one of the sport's all-time greats. Every subtle adjustment during exchanges reflected a mastery honed through years of elite competition, experience that few, if any, current fighters can match. As new champions rise, Jordan's reflection serves as a powerful reminder: Canelo's legacy isn't just about wins and titles. It's about sustaining excellence against younger, hungrier opponents, and still standing tall. In that sense, this bout was more than just another chapter. It was a reaffirmation of Canelo Álvarez's place as a generational figure in boxing.
You'll box
I don't know, maybe 2 more.
2 more years.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to accomplish that you haven't yet accomplished?
I already accomplished everything.
So there's
and I
nothing
did
left.
everything in boxing. Yeah. So I'm fine.
When this is all over for you, maybe in 2 years from now, what do you want to be remembered for?
One of the greatest fighters in the boxing history. That's why I'm here. That's why I start boxing. So I'm doing good.
I think you've already accomplished that.
Yeah.
We went even deeper on it.
He did. Look, Canelo's achievements speak for themselves. You see, he's been around a long, long time, 20 years as a pro, and he's beat some of the best fighters out there for sure. I think that Paulie there is referring to him avoiding Benavidez, the fight that everyone's wanted to see and wanted to make. He's been picking and choosing his own opponents, and he has had some easy options. And he gets an opportunity to go in against Terence Crawford, or Terence Crawford gets the opportunity to go against him. Look, whatever way you want to look at it, I think that you cannot deny how good Canelo has been. He has adapted. He's had to adjust. He now, he stalks forward. He hunts his prey, but he single shots to the body, single shots to the head, and that's why I think timing for Terence Crawford here could be
Duke, me and Spencer have got Terence Crawford. How do you think this fight is won and lost?
Yeah, I think this fight is won for Crawford by sticking to his boxing, which he does beautifully. From the outset, I thought Crawford would win this fight, simply because
You're in our game.
he's a great boxer, right? He switches from left to right effortlessly. He's a good stayer. He's got that spite that you need as a champion. What he's done has been done before, albeit many, many moons ago with Sugar Ray Leonard, when he moved up and boxed Donnie Lalonde from welterweight to super middleweight, but he stopped off in between that and boxed Marvellous Marvin Hagler. So that's probably a harder route even still, but I feel that it's a stone difference. It's not really that much, not when you look at the bigger picture. A stone in weight is a lot of weight, of course it is. And sometimes you don't even want to give away a pound in weight, but the fact that he's putting on a stone of pure muscle.
UFC President Dana White, speaking as both a promoter and a passionate fight fan, called the event the biggest boxing match of modern times. With 65,000 tickets sold, the atmosphere inside the arena was absolutely electric. White described it not just as a fight.
This is one of the great performances in the history
of billing. Every exchange was met with thunderous cheers as the fighters delivered a contest that felt monumental from start to finish. The sheer scale of the event underscored its significance. It was far more than just another title fight. It was a defining cultural moment.
All I care about as the promoter of this event is that it's a good fight. Over 65,000 people are coming in for this fight live. Who knows how many are going to tune in around the world on Netflix. But what I want is when it's over, everybody turns off the TV or walks out of the arena and goes, I'm so glad I came to this fight.
That was a war.
I mean, I could sit here for an hour and break down the fight, both ways for both guys. But what I truly believe is because Crawford's moving up in weight, and you know, this legacy thing is so important to him, he's going to come at Canelo. And you know how Canelo is a counterpuncher and hits hard, and I think it's going to be a war.